ever lived with someone who made you feel unsafe, even when they weren't doing anything? It was my first year of university, and I was buzzing with nervous excitement. I just moved into my dorm, unpacked my clothes, set up my laptop, and taken one last picture to send to my parents before they drove away. The room felt empty after they left. That would change soon. My new roommate was arriving later that day, around 5 p.m. The door creaked open, and in walked Evan. He was tall, pale, and had the kind of posture that made it seem like he'd been carrying invisible weight for years. I smiled, stuck out my hand, and said, "Hey, I'm Chris." He paused, staring at my hand for a second too long, then gave me a limp handshake and a faint smirk. We exchanged the usual introductions, but something was off. Evan barely made eye contact. When I asked where he was from, he just said, "Around," and went back to unpacking. Within minutes, we were sitting in silence. Me scrolling on my laptop, him just staring at his desk. The air felt heavy. That night, I got into bed early. Evan stayed up, clicking away on his computer with the brightness turned all the way up. At around 2:45 a.m., the clicking stopped, and I finally drifted off. But at some point in the night, I woke up. The blinds were open now, and pale moonlight spilled across the room. My eyes adjusted, and that's when I saw him. Evan was sitting on the edge of his bed, staring at me. "Evan," I croaked, my throat dry. He blinked slowly. "Sorry," he whispered, then laid down, without another word. The next morning, he was gone before I woke up. I thought maybe I just overreacted, chalking it up to first night weirdness. That weekend, during campus orientation, I overheard a group of students laughing about some guy crouched in the bushes near the library. When I looked over, my stomach dropped. It was Evan, his hands buried in the dirt, rubbing the roots of a tree like he was trying to memorize their texture. I didn't say anything. When I got back to the dorm that evening, Evan was there, sitting perfectly still in the desk chair, facing the door. "Hey," I said cautiously. He didn't answer. I booted up my laptop, and my heart skipped. My email inbox was open, showing messages I hadn't read yet. Entire folders had been opened, files accessed. I turned to him. "Did you use my laptop?" A half-second pause. Then, too quickly, "No." The lie was obvious. I didn't push it, but when I went to grab my pajamas, I noticed my clothes had been shifted around. That night, I woke to the sound of a zipper. Sitting up, I caught him crouched by my duffel bag, rifling through it. "What the hell are you doing?" I demanded, flicking on my lamp. He looked up, unblinking. "I think you took my toothpaste," he said. My blood ran cold. I didn't remember him even owning toothpaste. The next day, I requested a room change. Luckily, there was a free spot in another dorm, and by evening, I was lugging my stuff down the hall. Relieved to finally have distance from Evan. My new roommate, Jordan, was a quiet gamer type. Nothing like Evan. That first night with Jordan, I actually felt relaxed enough to sleep. Until around 3:20 a.m., a soft clicking woke me up. At first, I thought it was Jordan's mouse, but he was snoring. The sound was coming from the door. I got up slowly and peered through the peephole. Someone was standing outside, head bowed, so I could only see the crown of their hair. The clicking was the sound of the doorknob turning, over and over, like they were trying to open it without making noise. My chest tightened. I didn't need to see the face. I knew it was Evan. I grabbed my phone and called campus security. By the time they arrived, Evan was still there. The officers cuffed him and asked if I knew him. I explained everything: the staring, the snooping, the late-night rummaging. They didn't say what would happen to him, but I never saw him again. Weeks passed, and I started to forget about him. Life went back to normal. Classes, study sessions, late-night pizza runs. Until one night, I was walking back from the library. The campus was quiet, the air heavy with the smell of rain. I passed a row of darkened dorm buildings and caught movement in one of the windows. A pale face staring down at me. It was gone in a blink, but my stomach turned to ice. I walked faster, refusing to look back, because deep down, I knew Evan might have been removed from campus, but I wasn't sure he had ever really left. If you've ever had a roommate who made you feel uneasy, remember, trust that gut feeling. It might just save you from something far worse than awkward small talk.